Hello, my students. We are going to do the second part of our rational functions series. So this is a few more examples on how to find characteristics of given rational function, right? Okay, in the previous example, we have seen this case of exponents being the same on the numerator and the denominator. Now I'm going to take the second case where the exponents on the top are more than it's big on top. Okay, so first let's start with the vertical asymptote, horizontal asymptote, and then wholes. Then we can answer the rest. So if you see here, we have the first step is to bring everything in factored form. So this would be x minus 3, I should say x minus 5 times x plus 3 over x plus 3, right? So here, after writing this in factored form, you would see if there are any common terms to cancel, which is the case. So x plus 3 is cancelling off. So whichever cancels, that particular cancellation will produce a removable discontinuity, meaning a hole in the graph or a break in the graph. So where is that happening? You just equate this to 0, then you will get x as negative 3, and that is where there is a hole in the graph. Okay, so that's one thing that is clear. But the thing is, we also have to find the y value for it for us to write the range. So normally in a Desmos graph or even in the calculator, it will not show you a value, it will still show undefined. So you have to do actually manually by hand the way to find y value. Excuse me. So this is the whole. Now we have to find the y value for it. So whatever is left here after cancelling, that is what you would use to find the y value, right? So here, if you substitute negative 3 in what is left, then y value would be negative 3 minus 5, which is a negative 8. So the whole is actually situated at negative 3 and negative 8. Then we have to find the vertical asymptote. See, if there is anything left after cancelling, that would form a vertical asymptote. As of now, there is no vertical asymptote, so it is none over here. So to find the horizontal asymptote, you will see the degree of the numerator and the degree of the denominator. The numerator's degree is 2 and the denominator's degree is 1. So you are actually seeing that the case is where it is big on top. We have seen these acronyms before for us to remember these 3 different cases. So big on top, then there is no horizontal asymptote. So there is no horizontal asymptote either. Okay, none. All right, so this is the thing. So to find the x-intercepts, so that's the next step. To find the x-intercepts, equate the numerator terms linear factors to 0, whatever is left. So here x minus 5 is left in the numerator. So you will see that there is a 0 at x equal to positive 5. X is equal to 5. So which means the x-intercept is as a coordinate 5, 0. And to find the y-intercept, you will plug in x value 0, right? So for x equal to 0, y would be, you can do that in the beginning itself, then or even after, it doesn't matter, negative 15 over 3, it is a negative 5. So the y-intercept is at 0 and negative 5. So now it will be easy for us to write the domain and range. So the domain is at, so this is how you write it, x belongs to all real numbers such that x is not equal to negative 3, right? That's one thing we have seen, that is from the whole. And since there are no vertical asymptotes, there is only one discontinuity in this particular graph. And the range here would be y belongs to all real numbers such that y is not equal to this negative 8. So that's the reason why we find the y value of the whole also. So that will be easy for us to write the range. Okay, so now that we have them, we can now draw the graph for this. So after cancelling, if you see, what we are left with is a linear function, right? It's just x minus 5. So since there are no vertical and horizontal asymptotes, it's definitely going to be just a straight line with x minus 5. Slope is 1 and the y-intercept is 0, negative 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1 point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the other. So just join them. And as you go backwards, you will see that there is a hole at negative 3, negative 8, right? So that happens here. So make sure you are showing that in the graph. So this is the hole, the break in the graph. So you can actually see in the Desmos and it will be clear for y'all. Okay, so this is one thing. So let's move on to the next question. I'm not going to do the fourth one. Next, we'll see the question where there is a third scenario for horizontal asymptote. So we'll see as we go. We'll start with first factoring the numerator and denominator. So here we have 6 times x minus 3, 6 is the GCF, and this is a quadratic at the bottom, so it is x minus 3 times x minus 1. All right, so this is the factored form. That's the first step. The next thing is you will see that definitely there is a hole at x equal to 3. And so when you substitute the 3 into whatever is left, then you will have 6 divided by 3 minus 1, which is a 2. So it is also a 3. So the y value is 3 at that point. So 3 comma 3. So it's only to locate the hole for us, right? That's the reason why we find, and also to describe the range. So next thing is looking at vertical asymptote. Now that you have seen that there is something left in the denominator after cancelling of the common terms, and that forms the vertical asymptote. So asymptotes are equations, so you must write them as equations. So this is x equal to 1. So that means there is a vertical asymptote on the graph at x equal to 1, right? And coming to horizontal asymptote, this is the case where you will see that the degree of P is less than the degree of Q, meaning it is a bow situation, big on bottom. The second O is for y equal to 0. So that is the equation of the horizontal asymptote here, which means it is the x-axis itself, right? So now that we got the two asymptotes and the holes, the next step is to find x-intercepts. To find the x-intercept, you have to equate the numerator to 0, but in this case, there is no numerator left after cancelling, so there are no x-intercepts. And when you look at the y-intercept, you can actually substitute in the beginning itself. So when x equal to 0, when x is 0, y is negative 18 divided by 3, which is a negative 6, because if you substitute 0, all of these will be zeros. So the y-intercept is 0, negative 6. The y-intercept is 0, negative 6. So now that we know that, we have everything now. It's just that we have to draw the graph and find the domain and range. So the domain would be x such that, or x belongs to all real numbers, such that x cannot be equal to 3 and 1, both, right? And the range would be y such that y cannot equal 0 and 3 from the whole also. So that's the domain and range. Now let's draw the graph. The y-intercept seems to be at 0, negative 6, which is somewhere here, right? So this is the y-intercept, 0, negative 6. That means the graph is going to be this way, and in the opposite side. You can verify that in the Desmos, all right? So this is how you would do this kind of question. Let me see if I can squeeze in another. So you have this kind of function. So let's do the fourth question here. This is a nice case where you will see some special thing happening. First, if we factor this out, I'm not going to show how we factor, but I'm quickly going to factor it out. It's going to be x times x minus 6 times x minus 2 over x times x minus 2 times x minus 1. So you will see that x minus 2 is getting cancelled, so there is a whole at x equal to 2, and which means the y value for that particular whole would be -4. So you'll have one whole at 2, -4. There is x cancelling also over here. X is also cancelling, so there will be 2 wholes. So at 0, the y value is 6, which is also the y-intercept. But there is no y-intercept in reality because there is a break in the graph at the y-intercept, right? So that's the special case here. So x-intercepts, if you see, it will be 6, 0, because that is the only thing left on the top. So y-intercept is 0, 6 or not, because of the break in the graph. Now what is left at the bottom? It's x equal to 1. That's the vertical asymptote. And horizontal asymptote here, in this case, exponents are the same. So divide the coefficients. So y equals 1 is the horizontal asymptote. So if we draw this, and vertical asymptote is x equal to 1, the y-intercept is at 0, 6. So the graph is going to be this way, but there is a hole in that graph. So this is how the graph is going to be. Okay, and there is another hole at 2, -4, 2, -4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going to be here. So you have to label those also as you draw the graph. So this is 2, -4, and this is 0, 6. Okay, and also I've kind of overlooked that. So this is the x-intercept. The graph is going to go this way. So the x-intercept is at 6, 0. Okay, so this is how the graph is going to be. Let's quickly write the domain and range. X such that x is not equal to 6 and not 6, my bad, 1, 0 and 2. And y such that y is not equal to 1, 6 and -4. So that is the range. Okay, so this is how you would decipher the characteristics of any rational function. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.